Okay.
So you can fade in whatever you want to do.
Care for an Altoid? Not that you need one.
Here we go. And 5, 4, 3, 2.
You know, Rosie, it seems the status symbol of any talk show is to get your own coffee mug. When you first saw the Rosie O'Donnell Show coffee mug, how'd you react?
I think it was probably the least offensive of the many annoying merchandising items that they are now have available. But it was sort of startling. It's funny to see my logo. It's not really my face because it's either the cartoon picture of me or the logo. But my son, when he sees the logo, says "Mama." So it's a little. The whole thing is a little bit overwhelming.
You know, years ago, I worked on a local talk show, and I booked all the guests. And it was great because everyone had to suck up to me to get on the show. When you're dealing with a show at this level, how obvious are some people about kissing up to get on the show?
Well, I don't know if it would be kissing up, but I definitely think manufacturers are sending me a plethora of items, hoping that I'll enjoy them and then show them on the show. But as far as entertainers, I don't think that they're really sucking up that much. Most of the people that are on the show I know in some capacity, so I'll see them at an opening or a party, and they'll go, "Hey, I'm coming to New York, can I do it?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And our booker, Jeffrey, she hates me. She's like, "Rosie, what did you tell everyone they could do the show?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did." You know, there's not enough space for all the people.
You know, Johnny Carson had that famous, those air jets under his desk to get people's attention if they were like nervous or falling asleep. If you have a guest who's really nervous, what do you do to make them at ease?
Hit these buttons, which are not turned on right now, but we'll turn them on for you, and then I'll show you. I hit the buttons usually. If somebody's really sort of nervous, there's a bunch of things here that will take up time and distract them, and then we'll get back to the interview. But most people I found are pretty relaxed. They have just a normal conversation and kind of forget that the cameras are on.
Now, speaking of nerves, I remember watching the tape of the first show when you walked on the first time. It must have been, you know, to be the focus of all that attention. How nervous were you those first few tapings?
Well, the truth is I was more nervous during the rehearsal shows than I was during the premiere. The rehearsal shows, I thought, am I going to be able to interview someone? I never really did it before. Am I going to know how to take the cues from the stage manager? And so I was really, really nervous. Jeff Foxworthy was kind enough to come in and do our first rehearsal show ever. And that was probably my toughest interview, not because of him, because I hadn't done it before. So by the time we got to the opening day, so to speak, we already had 10 under our belt, so I was a little bit more relaxed. But luckily, from doing years of stand-up, I'm used to performing for 200 people that are here in the audience, and so it didn't throw me as much as I thought it would.
You know, looking around the studio, I know there's a lot of history in here. The Donahue Show, of course,
That's right.
used to tape here. Do you ever feel any ghosts at all in here?
No, only good ones. I think Phil Donahue really originated that whole art form. It became a whole different genre after he stepped out, and during the last few years when, you know, all these other shows came in and the trash tabloid TV became more popular. But he is a classy man, and definitely something that you have to strive to live up to that level.
I'm wondering about all the talk show hosts that you grew up watching. Like, if you and Jay Leno and Letterman and Johnny Carson were all to sit in a room together, what would you guys talk about?
I don't think you can put Letterman, Leno, and me in the same category as Johnny Carson. He definitely was the best that ever did it. But I've never met him. It would be a thrill for me to have him on. But I don't know. I mean, I don't think Dave hangs out that much. But I've been at parties with Jay. Actually, I was at Roseanne's baby shower, and Jay Leno was there. So Rosie, how's it going? How'd I show you it's doing? Good to see you.
You know, one thing about success in Hollywood, and I think you've seen it, is someone gets famous, they get successful, and then people want to start knocking them down. Mm-hmm. And I know you went through, I think, a short period where you made some changes on your staff, and people were saying, "Oh, is Rosie getting an attitude?"
Right.
How'd you deal with that?
Well, luckily for me, I don't really take in the good reviews, and I don't really take in the bad reviews. That's why the success of the Flintstones or Sleepless in Seattle didn't really feel all that different from the failure of Exit to Eden. Because I kind of think, well, you know, you're an artist and you continue to do your work and keep going on. So I didn't really take it too seriously. I knew that we had to find the combination that worked. A daily show with this kind of production value is a lot of work that goes into doing it. So I knew that there'd be bumps along the road till we found the right combination that best served Warner Brothers and the audience. And I think that we have that now, and we found that, and we waited till it was right. And you know, nothing negative about the other people who aren't here anymore. It's just sometimes you have to find the combination that works. So I didn't really take it too seriously because I knew the origin. I knew I wasn't going around maliciously firing people because I was in a bad mood. So, you know, I don't really take it all too seriously. I try not to pay attention.
Okay, great. All right. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, appreciate it.